Last Drops Baseball is on the air, and tonight we are bringing you live commentary from the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Drops Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the game on YouTube and Twitch along with us. We are beginning the ball game here tonight. We're going to give you the lineups, first of all, for the Seibu Seibu Lions, who are visiting. Leading off and playing second base is number 5, Shuta Tonosaki. Hitting second and playing shortstop is number 6, Suzuki Genda. Batting third and doing the catching is number 10, Tomoya Mori. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 3, Hatake Yamakawa. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is Takumi Kuriyama. Hitting sixth and in left field is number 53, Ito. Batting seventh in center field is number 30, Brian O'Grady. Hitting eighth and playing third base is Ning Ting Woo. And batting ninth in right field is number 35, Gakudo Wakabayashi. And they are going to be facing, for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, it is going to be Shoma Fujihira. He doesn't have a record on the year. He's pitched in 12 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 7. He's got an ERA of 3.75. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Saitama. And now the lineup for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Leading off and at shortstop is wearing number 0, Hiroto Kobakata. Batting second and playing first base wearing number 33 is Jinji. Hitting in the third spot and playing second base is number 3, Hideo Asamura. Batting fourth and doing the designated hitting is number 35, Hiroki Shimochi. Batting fifth and in left field is number 27, Takiro Okajima. Hitting sixth and playing center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Hitting seventh and playing third base is number 7, Daichi Suzuki. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 26, Jinjiro Shimatani. And batting ninth and in right field is number 25, Kazuki Tanaka. And they are going to be facing the left-hander for the Saitama Seibu Lions. It is going to be Dietrich Enns, who takes to the hill with a 7-6 record. He's worked 87 and a third innings, allowing 70 hits, 29 runs, 26 earned. He has walked 31 and struck out 62, and he's got an ERA of 2.68. Well, there's your starting lineups for tonight's game. And the starter, Shoma Fujihira, is just taking to the hill to start his warm-up tosses. We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody, with the call. We're glad you guys could be with us, whether you listen live or on delay. We always appreciate you all for being here. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Drops Baseball. It's today's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Drop sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the first inning here coming up in just a moment, and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are wearing a distinctive uniform tonight. They have the earth green uniforms on, as they have the maroon is going to be offsetting the color. They have the bottoms. The Saitama Seibu Lions are still going with that camo-type look that they have had success with here over the last little bit. The question from Breathe Deep comes in, and he says, over, under 7. I have to tell you, in this one here, I have a feeling the way that the Lions are playing, and they're swinging the bat, and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, my concern for them is they've been pretty much silent. But I still think this one here, I would have a tendency to want to edge for the over on this one. And that is probably my reason why is I think that the Lions bats have been booming. They do say good pitching silences good hitting. I don't know enough about Fujihira. I've not seen him pitch before. Dietrich Enns has generally been pretty good. As Dietrich Enns he's a 500 pitcher, but he's got a nice line in terms of his ERA and everything else. So I think that Enns will put them in a position to be able to have some success. But I do think that both of these pitchers here will probably end up leaving the ball game by about the 6th inning, and we'll see the bullpens inching out for a little bit more. The first pitch of the ball game is underway, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike by Shuta Tonosaki. The count is quickly 0-1. There's another fastball delivered and another fastball taken for a strike, and the count is now 0-2. Tonosaki batting .230 with 8 homers and 38 runs batted in. He is in the hole at no balls and 2 strikes. I did say that there were thunderstorm advisories in the area for this one here, possibly today. There's a fastball that's taken for a called 3rd strike. Tonosaki never took the bat off his shoulder. He watched 3 straight strikes go by, and he is retired for out number 1 here in the 1st inning, and that is going to bring up the shortstop Sasuke Genda. Well, for Sasuke Genda, he's batting .281 on the season. He's got a homer and 12 runs batted in. So that's not the start, I don't think, that was scripted up for the Seibu Seibu Lions. Genda steps to the plate, hitting .281 with a homer and 12 runs batted in. The first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Genda. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes 1-1. My friend Breathe Deep is back in here. I don't know if you heard my answer to you, but I did say I would probably lean towards the over in this one myself. And there's a fastball that swung on it, is softly hit into left center field. Racing back on it is the shortstop Kobakata, and that is going to be a catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher Tomoya Mori. And I think part of the reason why in the over is as I said, the Lions have been swinging a pretty good bat. If you look at that lately, they've been pounding it out. My concern to get to the over is just how poorly the Eagles have been swinging it, but they are at home. So that does give them a little bit more, I think, of an advantage. Traditionally, or technically speaking, as usually the bats will play out a little bit better in front of the home crowd. The first pitch to Mori is a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Tanaka. He makes the catch. And that is going to be it for the Lions. They go quietly here in the 1st inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning in Tohoku. It is the Lions, nothing. The Eagles coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Our friend Eric Cheng is back in the house again. We're taking attendance to see who made it up for the late call. We're glad you're with us. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the batting order coming up for the Eagles. It'll be Hiroto Kobakata, Jinji, and Hideto Asamura. You face the lefty Dietrich Enns. We were talking a little bit in that last half inning. The side of a Seibu Lions, offensively, they've had themselves a pretty good last 3-4 weeks of the season. And it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles that have really suffered lately. And here comes the first pitch from Enns. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Our friend Crimestein says, do you think the Lions are going to win? If I had to go straight up here and make the pick, I do think that they're going to sweep the Eagles tonight. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is lefted into shallow center field. Camping out underneath it is Brian O'Grady, and he makes the catch. And one up and one away here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Jinji. So I hope that answers your question there, Crimestein. So for Jinji, he's batting .318. He's got no homers and 21 runs batted in. Defensively tonight for the Lions, from left field to right field, it is Ito is in left. The center fielder is Brian O'Grady. The right fielder is Kakuta Wakabayashi. Around the horn from first to third. I'll give you that in a moment as the first pitch from Enns is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. It is Hataka Yamakawa at first. The second baseman is Shuta Tonisaki. At shortstop, it's Suzuki Genda, and Ningting Wu is at third. Of course, the battery is of Enns and Mori. There's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded up the middle, fielded by Genda. He throws to first. That is going to retire Jinji on a ground out 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hideto Asamura. Our friend Breathe Deep says the over 6.5 for the Hawks game, parlayed with the game over 7. This game over 7. Marines versus Fighters over 6.5. Bay Stars versus Swallow, he took the under, but he's worried about the under. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is 1-0. Yeah, I think that game there, the Bay Stars and the Swallows, which starts in about an hour's time, that game could get ugly. I just have a feeling the bats for both of those teams and what is on the mound for the pitching could lead to a disaster if you took the under in that one. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count's now 2-0 to Asamura. Asamura on the season batting .259 with 19 homers and 62 runs batted in. And here's the pitch from Enns. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 3-0. Our friend Eric says starting pitcher for Enns has been solid. 2.68 ERA and a low whip. Walks are a problem sometimes. I agree with that his walks are an issue. He's got 31 walks in 87 and a third innings. It's a little bit high for what I would like out of a starter. So there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1 on Asamura. And he's absolutely correct. The Lions have the number 1 bullpen, which is why I would be biting my nails a little bit. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line. Count is 3-2. We got Quaffs in the house now. Welcome you back in for some late night action again. This technically can't quite call it a triple header, but 2 games yesterday and 1 today. But being that they're all kind of back to back to back, that gives us 3 games that we're going to be calling today. But after this one, we're going to shut her down for the rest of Sunday. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called third strike. Asamura stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3, and that is going to be it for the Eagles here in their half of the innings. So they had no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. Your score is the Seibu Lions nothing, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys are with us.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shout-outs. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. It's going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Seibu Lions. That means Hatake Yamakawa, Takumi Kuriyama, and Ito to face the right-handed throwing Fujihira here in the top of the second inning. Our friend Eric makes a couple of good points. He says that the Seibu Lions have the best bullpen in the league. I agree with that. So if they get into the late situation, it's going to be tough to score runs. It's already been a problem for the offensively starved Eagles lately. They've really had their opportunity to score some runs. I've watched some games where they've left just piles of runners on. There's a first pitch fastball that misses up and in, and it knocks the batter to the ground, Yamakawa, and he is able to get up slowly. A little bit of chin music as he falls to the ground and he lays to the ground. So 1 ball and no strikes. I also agree that the starter Fujihira has a bit of a fluffed up ERA. This is his second start of the year, and there's a split finger pitch that swung on and missed, and it came up funny and hit the catcher right in the family jewels as Simitani is down for the count here for a bit. He's going to get the visit. We've got Mick in the house. So I guess Yamakawa is getting a good chuckle. The first pitch knocked him down, and then that one there, split finger pitch in the dirt. He serves him right. Actually, that pitch there was fouled off, and it bounced right below the glove and got Simitani right in the crown jewels. So he's going to need a moment to collect himself here as the count is 1-1. Chance to walk it off a little bit. I think everybody that's listening into the chat tonight can appreciate that and experience that at some point in their life. Does not feel very good. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamakawa. He's waiting on the offering here from Fujihira, who holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Only 7 pitches in the first inning for Fujihira. And he is ready to go back to work here to face Yamakawa as he holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Our friend Quaff says it's 1 a.m. where you're at. Yeah, 1:15 now. And our friend Crimestein says he's going to take the Lions. Yeah, I think the Lions in this one are going to sweep away the Golden Eagles. I saw today, and maybe Eric Cheng may correct me. He may have seen the same thing. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field, racing back on the warning track, and there's going to be room, and it's going to be caught by Okajima, as that is going to retire Yamakawa for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Well, what I read today was the Golden Eagles, I think it's something crazy like the first time in I don't know how many years, they were a team at one point 17 games above 500 and now have fallen back to 500 at this point in the year. Unbelievable. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count's 1-0. When you think about it, they rattled off that 14-game winning streak early in the season as the clouds are slowly rolling in at the Stadium Miyagi, and there's a split finger pitch, and that misses down, and the count's 2-0. They did say that there are scattered thunderstorms in the area, and if that happens, hopefully the delays will be short. We'll try to go check in on some other games, but our fingers are going to be crossed that it's not going to happen. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the 6 hole. Sliding on his knees with a backhand play is Kobakata. He throws to first. That is going to retire Kuriyama. A ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the left fielder Ito. So for Ito on the season, he's batting .248 with 7 homers and 20 runs batted in. Defensively tonight for the Golden Eagles, we didn't get to them in the first inning from left to right in the outfield. As the first pitch is a split finger pitch that drops in for a called strike, and the count's 0-1 to Ito. It is in left field. It is Takiro Okajima. The center fielder is Ryusuke Tatsumi. The right fielder is Kazuki Tanaka. Around the horn, it is Jinji at first, Asamura at second. The shortstop is Kobakata, and the third baseman is Daichi Suzuki. And the battery, of course, is Fujihira and Jinjiro Simatani, as that last pitch was swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2 to Ito. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal down to the first base umpire. They say Ito didn't go, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Appreciate those folks who made it back in for the late night cap with us. As here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Made the last minute decision to jump on the bandwagon for this one and add another one to our schedule. Our friend Breathe Deep says, Nippon, as there is a ball taken, and the count is now 2-2 by Ito. Looks like the Fighters and the Marines are locked up at 1 in the bottom of the first inning. It's the only other game that's going on. The other 2 games in the Central League will start in about 40 minutes' time. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Ito has gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to retire the Lions in order here. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're now through 1.5. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Eagles, nothing. The Seibu Seibu Lions, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. We'll bring you right back with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the Eagles batting order coming to bat here. It's Hiroki Shimouchi, Takiro Okajima, and Ryosuke Tatsumi, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the order to face Dietrich Enns. Pretty efficient inning for Enns in the first inning, only 10 pitches to dispose of the Golden Eagles. The first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Eric Cheng said earlier about how Enns has pitched fairly well. His record doesn't show it, as he's only 7-6 on the year, but he has had some tough luck stuff when he's been on the mound for the Lions. There's a fastball swung on it. It is lifted over towards the third base dugout, but it's going to drift into the seats. It's going to run the count now to 0-2 on Hiroki Shimouchi. Shimouchi batting .294 on the season, 10 homers, 58 runs batted in. He's really got his game going over the last month or so, while the rest of the Golden Eagles have had their wings clipped, as it seems. There's a fastball swung on, and it's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. It keeps the count at 0-2. One thing that we've noticed, or I've noticed, has been the lack of clutch hitting by the Golden Eagles. When we called games over the last couple of weeks and we've seen the Eagles, we've stranded a lot of runners on base. They just haven't come up with that big clutch hit to blow it open. There's a fastball swung on it, just lined softly into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Shimouchi is aboard with a single leadoff single here in the second. It's going to bring up the left fielder Takeru Okajima. So it really hasn't been for lack of the ability to get on base. It's once they get on base, can they get somebody to drive in the runs? And really, if it's not been these two of Asamura and Shimouchi, it's not happening. The rest of the team is not driving in the runs. So Shimouchi is the runner at first. He establishes his lead. And Okajima waits here, and now they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Shimouchi. Shimouchi not a particular threat to steal. He's got 4 stolen bases on the year. Our friend Breathe Deep had a game at 1-1 between the Fighters and the Marines. There's a breaking ball that drops over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Okajima. Okajima hitting .248 with a couple of homers and 21 runs batted in. Waits on the offering here from Dietrich Enns, who holds set at the belt, and he sand fires. It's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to short. They throw to second for 1, back to first. That is a tailor-made double play. It's going to be a 6-4-3 variety as it erases Shimouchi for out number 1 at second base. And it takes care of Okajima on the backside. So 2 up and now 2 away. Unconventionally here, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Ryosuke Tatsumi. Well, for Tatsumi, he's hitting .265. He's got 7 homers and 26 runs batted in. Heading in the 6th spot tonight. He has hit in the leadoff spot. He's hit as low as 9th this year, and all points kind of in that area. There's a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. One thing I would say is that when you look at the Golden Eagles, sometimes you see guys that are in the 6th spot in the batting order can really drive in a lot of runs. They can really produce. If you got somebody in that 6th spot, I remember years ago in 1992-93 when Roberto Alomar was hitting down in the 6th spot with the Toronto Blue Jays. He was a run producer in that spot in the batting order. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Hitting 6th. Get yourself into a position where you can drive in a host of runs. Here comes the 1-2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Tatsumi is aboard with a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up the third baseman Daichi Suzuki. So for Suzuki today, entering the ball game, he's hitting .242. He's got 3 homers and 19 runs batted in. Tatsumi loses the shin guard and all the other stuff while he gets on base. So stepping into the batter's box is Suzuki, waiting on the first offering here from the lefty ends. Lefty-lefty matchup. Suzuki chokes up off the end of the bat, and here comes the pitch from Enns. It's a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Enns now works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. So back-to-back singles here with 2 out. Suzuki is now aboard. That's going to bring up the catcher, Jinjiro Sumitani. So for Sumitani, he's hitting .242. He's got 4 homers and 14 RBIs. Friend Kreimstein says the Lions are giving up a lot of hits early. Could be a bad sign. Well, the issue hasn't been, as I mentioned, that the Eagles aren't being able to get on base. It's being able to drive the runs in. When we catch the end of this ball game, it'll be curious to see how many they stranded on base. We did the series about a week or so ago. They were leaving runners on like at an alarming rate. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So sometimes giving up the hits isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's mitigating it. The Eagles got the lead hitter to get on, and then they raced him in the double play. Now he's given up back-to-back hits. Well, if he can induce a rollover or a flare here that ends up as an out, the hits don't matter. So it's how the hits have come. But if you're with us for that game between the Hawks and the Buffaloes earlier tonight, there's a breaking ball that was swung on and fouled away. The count's now 0-2 to Cincinnati. The Buffaloes had 7 hits in a row in the 4th inning to put up 6 runs. That's the kind of offense that the Eagles are missing right now. They get the hits to get guys on, and then they can't drive them in. And that as a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-2. That last pitch looked like it was a call. It should have been a called third strike. It was right on the inside part. But Ends not getting the call. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Cincinnati. Ends now comes set. He checks the runner over at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats behind the first base dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count here to Cincinnati. Cincinnati hitting .242 with those 4 homers and 14 RBIs. Not exactly a major run producer here in the bottom part of the order. The crowd is making some noise. I have to say, all these sort of third jerseys, I kind of like this green and maroon look that the Eagles are sporting. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and that runs the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. When I think of the City Connect jerseys that some of the teams are wearing in Major League Baseball, there's a couple that are kind of nice, but oh boy, there are some other ones that are just gone awful. The one I'm thinking about is the Colorado Rockies. 3rd jersey there. I think if I was Chris Sale, I'd be taking a knife to it. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded by the shortstop, Kawakata. He throws to first. And that is going to do it. It's a ground out 6-3. Cincinnati has gone for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Eagles, they threaten, but they don't score. There were no runs. There were 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through to complete. It is the Lions nothing, the Golden Eagles nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the 3rd inning in just a couple moments. And that's right, Eric. He says it's only the 2nd inning. Got to relax a little bit. We haven't even gone through the 2nd. Time through the order yet. We'll be right back after this, guys. Hang tight.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We are moving to the top of the third inning as the right-hander Fujihira has completed his warm-up tosses. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order coming up for the Lions. That's Brian O'Grady, Ni-Ting Wu, and Gakudo Wakabayashi. So 7, 8, and 9 in the Lions batting order. We were laughing a little bit, and it is early. You have to understand that some of these pitchers here, they'll tire early, get into the bullpen, all kinds of crazy things can happen. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to O'Grady. O'Grady on the year batting .232. He's got 14 homers and 41 RBIs. One thing I would question is Otaka Yamakawa's got 34 home runs, but he really is doing it without a lot of protection in the lineup. He's got Kumi Kuriyama behind him. He's got Mori ahead of him. Neither one are what we would call big-time power threats. Mori's probably more so than anything else, but nothing there. I was kind of curious as to maybe why Brian O'Grady wouldn't be slotted in behind him. I've given that some thought on a couple of the other streams, because O'Grady's got 14 homers. He's in the top 10 in Pacific League in home runs. As a breaking ball swung on it is topped right back to the pitcher. It is fielded by Fujihira. He throws to first. That's going to retire O'Grady on a ground out 1-3. He's out for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Ni-Ting Wu. So for Wu, he's batting .216. He's got 3 homers and 19 runs batted in. When we saw Wu play last year, he really had some stretches where he was really swinging the bat. And our friend undrafted player is back in the house, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He says, I'm listening here live. I will organize my cards collection and trying to do some TTM cards. And he's working on his Revel Corsair scale model. And there is a breaking ball that swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Wu is aboard with a one-out single here in the top of the third inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Gakudo Wakabayashi. I have to say, I haven't seen Wakabayashi play this year, but I remember seeing him last year, and I was highly impressed with the young ball player. He gets the nod in right field. So he has been in or been a part of the lineup to this point for the Seibu Lions that I've been watching. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Wakabayashi. Wakabayashi, last year when we saw him play, he had a couple home runs, 10 RBIs. He looked pretty impressive. He was the 4th pick in the 2020 draft. Only hitting .250 this year. A couple of no homers and 2 RBIs, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. Is grounded foul down the third baseline, and the count is now 0-2. I have to ask our friend from France who listens in, the undrafted player, what exactly a Revel Corsair scale model is that he's working at. And so here comes the 0-2 pitch to Wakabayashi. The runner at first being Wu. Holding is the right-hander Fujihira. He delivers a breaking ball that swung at and fouled away, and the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Last pitch there, as it floated out of the hand of the starter, was able to allow the hitter Wakabayashi just to foul it off. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Fujihira. It's another breaking ball that is swung at and tapped foul behind home plate. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good piece of defensive swinging there by Wakabayashi just to fire the bat at it and get a piece of it. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander works set at the belt. Fujihira checks the runner at first and now delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. A long way to go in this one here. The Eagles have 3 hits to their name. The Lions have their first hit there with Ning-Ting Wu standing at first base. And here comes the 1-2 pitches. Fujihira works set. Now he throws over to first and diving back is Wu. It's not particularly a team that runs a lot, but they have 3 players who can run, and that's Tonosaki's got 10 stolen bases. Genda's got 10. And Ido is getting close to 10. He's got 8. But the rest of the team, it's 2 or less. And so here comes the 1-2 offering as Fujihira delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Stopping at second is Wu. It's back-to-back singles by the bottom 2 hitters in the batting order, and that's going to bring up the top of the order and Shuta Tonosaki. So our friend Crimestein, who is in the house here, well, start licking your chops. They got runners at first and second with 1 gone. The top part of the batting order coming up looking to do some damage. So Wu is the runner at second. The runner at first is Wakabayashi. Shuta Tonosaki steps up to the plate. Tonosaki 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking on 3 straight pitches in the first inning. And here comes the first offering from Fujihira. And instead he throws over to, or does the inside move to fake a throw to second. Ning-Ting Wu is easily back safe. Our friend Crimestein has got the pom-poms going. Trying to do his best to cheer on the Lions here. So here comes the first offering to Tonosaki. Fujihira delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I wonder if they've maybe made an adjustment and figured out what they're going to do. The approaches at the plate here by the Lions, it's almost like they're sitting on a specific pitch. So here comes the 1-0 offering. Fujihira checks the runner at second. Tonosaki waiting. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. Got to believe that Fujihira is going to have to bring something here to the second baseman, Tonosaki. So 2 balls and no strikes. And here he comes set at the belt. He checks the runner, Wu, at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And now the count is 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. This is what you don't want to do, is to get yourself into this kind of situation where you're going to be having to go through the meat of the batting order. Suzuki Genda waits his turn on deck. If I'm Tonosaki, I might just pop my bat on the shoulder for a couple pitches here and have him show me he can throw me, or remember how to throw me what his strike is. And here's the 3-0. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and now the count's 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. I also wonder in this game how long a leash they'll have on Fujihira. So 3 balls and 1 strike as he holds at the belt, and now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 4. That is going to load the bases. The bases are now full of Lions. That's going to bring Suzuki Genda to the plate. So this is exactly what we talked about. Fujihira has got himself into a big-time mess. Wu, the runner at third, Wakabayashi, the runner at second, and Tonosaki, the runner at first. That brings Genda to the plate. For Suzuki Genda, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has popped to the shortstop his first time up. On the year, Genda is hitting .280 He's got a homer and 12 RBIs. Kenda has pretty good bat-to-ball skills. He is the captain of the Lions. And so here comes the first offering from the right-hander, who holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly up the middle, but that ball's going to get through the 4-hole, and it's into right field. 1 run is in, and 2 runs are in, and the Lions have just taken the lead. It is now a 2-0 ball game. The ball was hit by Genda to the right side, and the second baseman was starting to move to his right to field it, and it looked like the ball took a strange hop. Ended up going back to his glove side and into right field. But he's going to get a single and a pair of RBIs as Wu and Wakabayashi come around to score. It is a 2-0 Lion lead. Our friend Crimestein, who is in here, is jumping up and down somewhere. That is going to give the Lions a 2-0 lead, and there is runners on the corners with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Well, the Lions are hunting for more here. This has a kind of an eerie feel of the 4th inning of that Buffaloes and Hawks game. And here is the first pitch to Mori. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. A friend undrafted player says he's on the Lions website, and you cannot use English language on their site. Difficult to surf. If you don't speak Japanese, I'll give you a trick of the trade, undrafted player, that you might want to consider. As I'll explain this to you here in a second. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side. It is fielded by the second baseman, Asamura, over to second for 1, back to first. That's going to be an inning-ending double play, as Mori has been retired 4-6-3. But there was damage done here in the inning. The Seibu Seibu Lions, they had 2 hits in the inning. There were 3 hits, 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2.5. It is the Lions 2, the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. I'll be back in a minute, and I'll give my undrafted player a little bit of help with trying to navigate through that site.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Reps Baseball, and please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Reps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We have the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up. It's going to be Kazuki Tanaka, then the top of the order of Hirota Kobakata and Jinji. You face the left-hander Dietrich Enns. So our friend undrafted player, I guess the first question I would ask you is this, do you have a smartphone? If you have a smartphone, like a iPhone, next question will be do you have Google Translate on your phone, being the app? So if you can answer both of those questions, then I can go further with you. So Tanaka steps to the plate. He's batting 186. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. He gets the start in right field tonight. Batting from the right side against the left-handed throwing Dietrich Enns. 28 pitches through 2 innings for Enns. As here he kicks and delivers. It's a first pitch fastball swung on. It is popped up. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Tanaka. So no balls and 1 strike. The lefty ends leaning in, getting the sign from his catcher Mori, and he's ready to work. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's Ends back to work again. He delivers a fastball that is swung on and missed. That last pitch was at 91 miles an hour, and the count now goes to 1-2. So the undrafted player says he has a smartphone. So if you have Google Translate on your smartphone, if you're sitting at your computer, you can actually use that app, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and the count is 2-2, and point it toward your computer or toward what you're reading. And it'll actually translate the Japanese script into English for you, or into the what I would call the Western script. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Tanaka is blown away for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order for Hiroto Kobakata. For Kobakata tonight, he's 0 for 1. He's flown out to center field his first time up. He's batting .281 entering tonight's fray with a homer and 17 RBIs. I used to use that when I would be walking around and looking at a restaurant or looking at something when I was in Japan. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So I just hold my smartphone up and have the translate, and you kind of just run it and you can read through it. It's not perfect, but you can get the gist of it. It does a pretty good job, all points considered. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit, as Kobakata has got himself a single. That is going to be the 4th hit of the ball game for the Eagles. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Jinji. This is where our friend Crimestime comes into play over here. This is where they get their 4th hit of the game. They might even get another hit, and then they'll probably ground into a double play. This is the way it's been going for the Eagles lately. So Kobakata is the runner at first, and Jinji strides to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded the shortstop his first time up. I might see if I could maybe take off and steal a base here against Ends. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Jinji. Jinji's got a nice line this year, hitting .316 now. And here comes the 0-1 offering as they kick and deliver. It's a fastball swung on. It is lined over the dugout over at third base. And the count is now 0-2. Our friend, undrafted player, the other possibility is he'll try to learn Japanese. Well, good luck with that one. But the translation, certainly having that app on the smartphone, and even if you just go and you maybe, for example, maybe it's having a hard time over your computer doing the translation. If you printed out something, it'll be able to do it. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's lifted into shallow left field. Coming in and moving toward the foul line and making the catch is the left fielder, Ido. It's going to retire Jinji for the 2nd out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Hideto Asamura. So for Asamura, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. This could go 2 ways here. Asamura's got the ability to put one into the seats and tie the ball game, or just does what all the rest of the Eagles players do, and that is strand runners on base. As the Eagles are really, really struggling to knock runs in when they get the runners on, and they throw over to first base. Diving back safely is the runner, Kobakata. Waggling the bat is the hitter, Asamura. They're waiting on the offering here from the lefty Ends, who holds set. And they throw over to first base, and again diving back in time is Kobakata. So Asamura waggles the bat. He's waiting here on the offering from the lefty Ends, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Ends has been really delicate, painting the outside corner to Hideto Asamura. As he's ready to go again here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He holds set at the belt. He checks the runner Kobakata at first, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ends ready to go back at it again. Only 40 pitches so far for the Lions lefty. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This is grounded over to second. It is fielded by Tonosaki. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out 4-3. And that will retire Asamura at first base. So there were no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and another runner left on base. We are now through 3 complete. Your score line is the Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles are trailing the Saitama Seibu Lions 2-0, and it looks like we will have a pitching change as the manager Ishii is coming. So we'll get to that when we come back in just a couple moments, everybody. We're glad you guys are with us.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number. Either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change. It is going to be Yuya Fukui who is coming into the ball game. He is replacing the starter Shoma Fujihira, who worked 3 innings tonight. So Yuya Fukui is finishing his warm-up tosses on the mound here. On the season for Fukui, the veteran right-hander, this is his 11th appearance. Worked in 10 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 3 walks, struck out 6, and he has an ERA of 3.6. The first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats. And the count is 0-1 to Taka Yamakawa. Yamakawa tonight 0-for-1. He has flown up to left field his first time up. It's Yamakawa, Kuriyama, and Ito here to face the reliever in the 4th inning. And here comes the pitch from Fukui, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Friend Eric says that the Fighters' first money line looking good. Plus 108 too. I haven't checked the out-of-town score, but the other games are about 4 minutes from going. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's bound to deep left field. Racing back and looking up, and this ball is gone. A home run. And the Pacific League home run leader continues his act. That's number 35 on the season. As Yamakawa leads off the 4th inning with a solo shot, and it is now 3-0 for the Lions. So our friend Crimestein, who was in the house here, looking to see if that was going to be an overplay. That's definitely looking good for him. The Lions, as far as I'm concerned, I said before this one started, if you go back and listen to the top of the stream, I felt that they were going to sweep the Golden Eagles tonight. Seibu is just playing fantastic baseball right now. And here comes the first pitch. That is a fastball that is, the swing is checked on by Kuriyama, but the home plate umpire said he went. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. I think of the Seibu Lions last year, I think the word that comes to mind is lifeless. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Friend Crimestein says he's glad he stayed up for this. Well, here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's the fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to going to remain at 0-2. Well, the scoring's not done yet, but I just have a feeling here in this one that the Eagles will score a couple of runs. They're going to get a couple here. The question is when. But I think the Lions have more in them here. There's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Kuriyama is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Ito. Last pitch there was, as it was swung on, missed. It was the home run was a 2-seam fastball that hung right on the middle half of the plate for the big slugging first baseman Yamakawa. 35 homers now on the year with 73 runs batted in. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ito. Ito tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Waiting on the offering here from the righty as he kicks and delivers, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So the one mistake by Fukui ends up making him pay. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from the right-hander. It is a fastball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. We appreciate Crimestein for sticking up with us as well. I'm not sure where you're located, where you call home. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. And Ito's got himself a 1-out single. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Brian O'Grady. Our friend Eric calls Las Vegas home. Our friend undrafted player is currently in France. Not sure where some of our other folks are at. I know Mick, who was in here earlier, he calls Colorado his home. But that is the concern I have in this one. They did have thunderstorms in the area, and you can see the rain jackets are coming out. The fans are starting to put on their hoodies and stuff to keep the rain off them. There's a fastball that misses outside. That catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Brian O'Grady. So what I'm curious to see is how long this game is going to go and how the rain is going to be able to hold off. That was my concern about calling this one here. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Our friend Crimestein says he's in Pennsylvania, 5 a.m. He should be sleeping. But he's up late coding most nights. I get that. So no balls and 2 strikes. The lights are on in full effect for this one here, as the clouds had fully moved in. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is popped up in the infield. Moving over underneath it is the second baseman, Asim. He makes the catch. That is going to retire O'Grady for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that's going to bring up Ning Ting Wu. Our friend Breathe Deep says, what city are they playing in? They're playing in Tohoku. And so the thing that I was worried about on this game in particular was, if I called this game, I didn't see what the weather pattern was in the Kanto region yesterday around Tokyo. The games that were postponed because of rain, it was because there was a tsunami moving into the area. those games are going off tonight, the Chiba game, and there's a fastball that misses inside. The count's 1-0. But I don't know my weather patterns so well in Japan. Tohoku is more towards the northeast moving up. It's not as far up as Hokkaido. I was curious to figure out if they were going to get some of the rain from that tsunami or the effects of it. As a fastball misses inside, the count is 2-0 when I chose to do this game tonight. So I just didn't know what the weather would look like. I've not been to Japan at this time of the year, and of course they get a tsunami or they get some of that stuff that rolls through. It could be themselves a lot of rain in a very short period of time. Here comes the 2-0 offering. And they throw, it's a fastball, misses outside. If you look at the scrolling across the bottom of the screen there, Breathe Deep, you'll see it. So 3 balls and no strikes to Ning Ting Wu. They're playing in Tohoku. So here's the 3-0 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs. That is going to be ball 4 as Ning Ting Wu draws himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. That is going to bring up Kikuta Wakabayashi, who's already got a hit tonight. He's got a hit and he has scored a run. So a 3-0 lead here for the Lions as they've got another run in the top half of the 4th, and they're looking for more with 2 out. So here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on it. It's tapped slowly down the third base line, but it's going to roll foul. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Wakabayashi. So Wakabayashi, as we say tonight, he's got that single and a run scored in the 3rd inning. It was the 2-run single by Suzuki Genda that jump-started the Lions' offense back in the 3rd inning. And if you're the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, you're hoping for a whole host of rain to fall. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It is popped up softly on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Asamura. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here. Well, the Lions get a run in the inning on the home run by Hataka Yamakawa. There was a couple of hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 3, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call. The bottom of the 4th inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is going to be coming up to bat for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, the heart of the batting order. That means it's going to be Hiroki Shimochi, Takiro Kojima, and Ryosuke Tatsumi. The rain gear is out as the locals have the almost looking like plastic garbage bags over top of them, as that is going to get them to try to stay dry. And you can see that there is some scurrying around to make some adjustments as the first pitch from Dietrich ends is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count's 1-0 to Hiroki Shimochi. Shimochi 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up, but he was erased in a double play. As here comes the offering from ends. It is a fastball that misses up and in. The count is now 2-0. One thing that I also will say this is the factor of the weather can also wreak havoc on a game. Certainly the wet baseballs, that's where the errors can start to occur. As there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and it's now 2-1. The command of the pitches by the pitcher as well will start to be affected by the dampness on the baseball. So that can create some havoc as well. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the left field line. Racing over is the Lions left fielder Ido, but he's going to watch it sail into the seats. It's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dietrich Enns ready to go back at it here as he works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined softly to the third baseman, and it's easily caught by Nin Ting Wu. Shimochi is going to be gone for out number 1, so 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the fielder Takeru Okajima. For Okajima, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has grounded into a double play his first time up. That was the 6-4-3 variety for Okajima. So he bats here against the left-hander Enns, who kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Okajima will be followed by Ryosuke Tatsumi here in the 4th inning. As here's the pitch from Enns. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up to the right side. It's playable. Moving over underneath it is the first baseman Yamakawa. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Okajima for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for the Golden Eagles in their half of the 4th inning, and that will bring up the center fielder Ryosuke Tatsumi. I have to say, this is, of all the starts I've seen Dietrich Enns have so far for him, knock on wood, this is the most efficient I have seen him pitch. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Tatsumi. Only 49 pitches so far as we're here in the 4th inning. The defense has played well behind him. He's been economical in his pitch count. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on it. Missed. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Tatsumi. Here comes the offering now from the lefty, who delivers a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. Here's our friend Eris385. Just got here. It's a steady rain or more scattered rain going on. If I remember correctly, Eris is a Kansas City native. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. He says, is it a steady rain or more scattered rain going on? Right now, I think it's just a bit of a drizzle. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and that's going to run the count now to 3-2 on Tatsumi. So not enough right now to disrupt the flow of the play. And here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to second. Fielded by Tonosaki. He underhands it over to Yamakawa at first. And that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out 4-3. And that will do it here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Golden Eagles. So there were no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 5th inning. It is the Lions 3, the Eagles no score. And it looks like we have yet another pitching change on the way. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Eagles are going to the pen again.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now here to the top of the fifth inning and yet another pitching change. It's going to be Sakai coming in to the ball game. This is going to be Tomohiro Sakai as he is taking over here. So Tomohiro Sakai in, working in his 18th game of the year. He's 1-1 on the season. He has worked 15 and a third innings allowed, 13 hits, 2 home runs allowed. He's walked 5. He has struck out 11. He's got an earned run average of 352. Second overall pick in the 2016 draft. He is on now in relief, the right-hander. So he's going to get the top of the order in Shuta Tonosaki, Suzuki Genda, and Tomoya Mori. And the first pitch from Sakai is a fastball that misses off the outside corner for ball one. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the pitch from Sakai. It's a fastball. Take it for a call and strike. And the count now goes even at 1-1 to Tonosaki. Just making our notes here. And as we got 1 ball and 1 strike, the third pitcher used as we're in the 5th inning by the Eagles. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. Almost have to wonder if the starter was used almost as if it was a bullpen game. Our friend Eris says, yep, from Kansas City. Hopefully they can get the whole game in. Yeah, we were talking about that, especially the game yesterday, the 2 games in the outdoor stadiums at the Jinju in where the Swallows play, and of course the other stadium in Chiba where the games were washed out because of the typhoon. So that's why I was wondering. I don't know the weather pattern as how it could be affected up in Tohoku tonight. So hopefully they get this one in its entirety. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Our friend Eris, who's in Kansas City, there was a tough one for the Royals tonight, or I should say yesterday, losing to the Dodgers. Dodgers are on fire. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded by Kobakata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Tonosaki on a ground out. 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the shortstop Suzuki Genda. So for Genda, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He knocked in a pair of runs back in the 3rd inning with a bases loaded single. He's now got 14 runs batted in on the season. And here's the first pitch to Genda. As a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side, and the count is quickly 0-1. As I mentioned, don't know the weather patterns in Japan, and when I say that, just don't know if being that the weather patterns in that particular instance would have an effect on this game. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to second. Samura fields it. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Genda on a ground out. 4-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. So for Mori, He's over tonight. He's flown out to right, and he's grounded into a double play. This game here has just had enough offense to keep you interested. And here comes the first pitch to Mori. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I say that sort of with tongue in cheek, as it hasn't been one of those games that sometimes we've been doing and it just seems to drag on forever. This game here is moving along at a decent clip. Here we are in the top of the fifth, and the pitch is a split finger pitch, swung on it, missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. You know, it's amazing sometimes. You got the split finger pitch, and I just can't seem to pick up the spin or lack of spin. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. They do have their troubles being the hitters. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from the righty who kicks and delivers, and Sakai misses inside with a fastball, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the 2-2 offering from Sakai. He kicks and delivers. See, split finger misses down, and the count goes to 3-2 to Mori. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Mori waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. It's slicing, but it's going to reach the seats. It's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You know, sometimes when you look at the players' helmets, you'll see water and it reflects off and all that kind of stuff. The players don't look like they're too upset or whatever else with the weather conditions. But as I said, you can see the fans are all under that plastic. And there's a fastball that misses down and in, and that's going to be ball 4. As Mori is going to be aboard with a walk, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Hotaka Yamakawa. Well, Yamakawa is 1 for 2 tonight. He homered in his last time up. It's his 35th of the year. So the big fella stepping up to bat here, having himself a really fine campaign. So he digs in. He's waiting on the first offering here from the right-hander Sakai. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses, or that he swings on and misses, and the count is 0-1. Looked like he wanted to take that 1 yard as well. So 35 homers, 73 runs batted in for the big slugging first baseman for the Lions. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Other games are now underway in the NPB. I'll bring you up to date on the scoring here in just a few moments. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. In fact, we'll do it after the bottom of the 5th inning here, as we're happy that everything looks like it's all moving along pretty good. Here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down. And the count is now 3-1 to Yamakawa. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander here. Guy holds at the belt. He's ready to deliver to Yamakawa. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and that runs the count now to 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes it is. Again, the right-hander works set. And here's the 3-2 pitch. It is the breaking ball that misses upstairs, and Yamakawa's got himself a walk. So back-to-back walks here in the 5th inning, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter Takumi Kuriyama. And you can see now visibly that the rain is picking up. I wonder if they're going to try to get this one in its entirety, or if they can try to get through the bottom of the 5th inning. Make this thing official. So 2 on. I wonder, our friend earlier who was in the chat, Crimestein, I wonder how that affects you if the game ends up being shortened. On the over-under, if it doesn't go to its fullest, or if it is an official game and you don't get the 3 runs, does that hurt you? And there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Kuriyama. Yeah, you can see that the rain is picking up. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the on. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. Not only is it picking up, but you'd have to think that they're going to have to do some maintenance on the field probably after the 5th inning. To do some extended stuff. Again, I don't know where they're at with the forecast for this one, or if it's just going to be scattered. They just say scattered thunderstorms. So if this is one that comes through, maybe it's going to ease off, and there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Coming in underneath it is Okajima. He's battling the rain, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it. That's going to retire the Lions here in their half of the 5th inning. So there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th. And the rain is coming pretty good in Tohoku. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Everybody will carry on after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. The rain is coming pretty hard here in Tohoku. And it is going to be Dietrich Enns on the mound here for the bottom of the 5th inning. I would think that once they get through this, it's going to be potentially a stoppage after the 5th if the rain continues like this. Our friend from Kansas City, Eris385, was asking, is the rain coming down pretty hard? Well, it is now. And so they're going to play through this. I remember when I was coaching a number of years ago when we were in Germany, we were playing in the snow. In fact, we played in the rain. The first game, we played a doubleheader. We were playing the Bonn Capitals, and it was pretty much looking like this, maybe not as heavy. And I think it rained for like the last 5 or 6 innings of the game, and this was in March. And it was cold. I mean, like we were sitting there, it was cold. So then we played Dortmund in the nightcap. And not only did it change from rain, it changed to snow. They had to call the game after somewhere in the 4th or the 5th inning because it was getting out of control. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. We were losing 6-0, and then we ended up jumping over 5 runs, and we were starting to make the comeback. There's a pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. But yeah, it is coming down full on right now as they're playing through the rain here. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes now 3-0. Well, Dietrich Enns played his college ball in the state of Michigan, so he's probably not used to this kind of stuff. So 3 balls and no strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. That's exactly what I was concerned about. Is he going to lose grip of the baseball? Is he going to lose the control? Now the pitching coach is on a dead sprint out to the mound, as he's going to come out and talk to his lefty, Dietrich Enns. And he's wiping his hands off here because that's going to be a problem. And that's usually the problem. Usually the amateurs will play in rain. Professionals typically don't play in rain. And the reason for that is because when you got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball flying at the head of a man, you can do some serious damage. When you got 11 and 12-year-olds playing and they top out at maybe 60 miles an hour, or top out at 70, some of those kids, but in a general house league type thing where it's 55, 60, 65 miles an hour, they're not going to be out there killing people. So that is the issue right now for Enns. He's always going and wiping his hand off. The rain is coming down. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Sumitani. So Junjiro Sumitani, who was 0 for 1 tonight, he's grounded to the shortstop his first time up. So he bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Enns, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up high, and the count is now 1-1. So the crowd in Tohoku is cheering. They're in good voice. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Sumitani, as Enns holds at the belt. And now he steps off the backside of the rubber and ready to go back at it again. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Sumitani. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and then the count is now 2-1. So our friend from Pennsylvania, Crimestein, who was listening in a little bit earlier, this is probably the weather that you want right now. This is the slop fest that it's going to turn into. You might be able to see a few runs here. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined right to the third baseman, Nin Ting Wu. Sumitani hit the ball right on the screws, but right to the glove of Wu, and that is going to retire Sumitani on a line out for the first out. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Kazuki Tanaka. So for Tanaka tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. They're going to continue to play here in the pouring rain. I'd be also curious to know how the field holds the water. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tanaka. Tanaka's average is dipped to 182 on the year. The homer and 5 RBIs. Eric says, I need Seibu to get out of this inning ahead. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third. Over to second to 1. Back to first. It's a double play. That is going to be of the 5-4-3 variety. And that is going to do it here. Suzuki is erased at second, and Tanaka, who hits into the double play to end the inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. It looks like we're going to have another Golden Eagle pitching change. Stick around, everybody. This is usually the Japanese halftime where they come out and clean the fields. We're going to wait to see what happens here. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number. Either An unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you. Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support of you give to our channel. We are just in our what we like to call the Japanese halftime. And that means it is a 3-0 lead as they're doing some field maintenance in the bottom of the 5th. As it is just concluded. It is the rain has it cometh in Tohoku, and it is coming pretty good. So I'm curious to see how long they stay with this or how much they're going to play in the rain. But it is a 3-0 ball game for the Seibu Lions as they're going to be coming to bat in the 6th inning. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The one question I had for Crimestein is on the bet that you make. What happens if the game gets washed out after, say, 5 or 6 innings? And if you took the over and it didn't get there, what happens? How long does it have to be a complete? If it's a complete game, do you lose out if it's only a 5-inning game and you don't quite get to that number? Anyways, I'll be back in just a couple here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. They're doing some mound maintenance here in Tohoku, and they're throwing down the good old-fashioned quick dry, it looks like, or what we like to call out here sometimes the kitty litter. As it is rain is coming down. They're just spreading it all over the place. So this is going to be ugly. If you took the over in this one, and I think the guys were saying it was like 6.5, just the way that this is shaping up, I'm thinking I'm probably going to be pretty secure with this because I think the over is potentially going to happen because it's going to get sloppy out there depending on how long they want to stay in this stuff. At least that's my opinion. We're going to look at the out-of-town scoreboard from around the NPB. It was a 3-2 victory for the Amuri Giants in the Central League over the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. 3-8-0 for the Giants, 2-9-0 for the Carp. Ian Kroll gets the win in relief. Nick Turley takes the loss. It was Oda getting his 28th save for the Giants. Nakata hit his 15 homer for the Giants. We're going to do a Giants game next weekend, so that'll be a little different for us. So hopefully you guys can pop in. We normally stay in the Pacific League, but I am going to do a few games in the NPB And in the specifically games that are going to be in the, not just in the NPB, but games that we're going to call in the Central League. So look for that next weekend. The umpires are making their way back out onto the field, and we're ready to resume here in just a couple moments. The Eagles are making their way back out. In the Pacific League, the other final that took place earlier tonight, we called the one between the Oryx Buffaloes and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. 10-16-0 for the Buffaloes, 2-5-0 for the Hawks. Jesse Biddle gets the win in his first start in the NPB. He goes to 4-4. Tsuyoshi Iwata takes the loss. He's 3-4. It was Kenta Imamiya hitting his third homer for the Hawks. Now, all the games are currently underway. Everybody else, it is a 4-2 game between the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and the Chibalote Marines. That game is in the bottom of the fourth inning. That game went off the same time as ours. In the bottom of the second inning, the Yokohama Bay Stars and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows are all locked up at ones. And at the bottom of the second inning, it is the Chinichi Dragons and the Hanshin Tigers all knotted up at zeros. And those are your scores from out of town. Our friend Eric says that different sports books have different rules. The one he uses makes the game official after 5 innings. That is how it's going to work. It is going to be Alan Pazenitz who's going to be making his way out to the mound. He's going to be taking over here. I hadn't seen him pitch for quite a while this year, and then we saw him last week. Looked pretty good. He is going to be taking over here, the American right-hander. So for Pazenitz, this is going to be his 20th appearance of the year. He has a record of 1-0. He's worked 18 innings, allowed 13 hits. He's walked 4 and struck out 15, and he's got an ERA of 2 flat. He is taking over here, the former Minnesota Twin and Kennesaw State product. As we'll get him into the books. He is going to be now the 4th pitcher used by the Golden Eagles tonight. So the game is going to carry on despite the amount of rain that's falling. As I said, I don't know. I've seen a couple of games earlier this year. In fact, I watched a couple of games in the Central League where the rain was driving hard. I think it was the Carp and the Dragons early in the year. And they just kept right on going like it was nothing, and I love it. That's what we were talking about right there. You play through it all. So here we go back to the live action. It's going to be Ito, Brian O'Grady, and Nintik Wu to face Pazenitz here in the 6th inning as they kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, missed. The count is quickly no balls and 1 strike to Ito. Ito tonight has a single and 2 trips to the plate. He has raised his season average to 250. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line. Count is now 0-2. Well, as hardy a lot as the Japanese are, I have to say there's a lot of empty seats right now as folks are running for cover. Yeah, the rain is definitely coming. No lightning as of yet because they did say there were thunderstorms in the area. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that to me is where the challenge will come in, is the command and control of the pitches. Yeah, here's the 1-2 pitch, and there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But just as the pitchers have to throw in it, the hitters have to hit in it. It's not exactly the most easy thing when you've got rain blowing in your face, and there's a fastball swung on it, missed. And Ito has gone on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. That's the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Brian O'Grady. So for O'Grady tonight, he is 0-2. He's grounded to the pitcher, and he has popped to the second baseman. So he gets himself dug in, and he's waiting here on the first offering from the right-hander Pazenitz. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Brian O'Grady. O'Grady waggling the bat. Waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Bazenich. Since the fastball, he swings at it and he fouls it away. He hook barrels that ball well up into the seats. That's going to run the count to 1-1 strike. Say that O'Grady was so far out in front, and he hooked that one way up into the seats. There's a fastball swung on it, missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 strikes from the Tohoku right-hander. At least in my mind, I feel that the Golden Eagles have had success with their import arms over the last few years, but their import bats have been, I'd like to say, unfortunately not working out for them. There's a fastball that misses down and in. The count's 2-2. There was a player, Chris Gittins, who they'd signed in the offseason. We were doing a game early in the season, and he took a swing at a pitch, and it looked like he had hurt his ribs, but I think it was a shoulder dislocation. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-2. And they had Jose Marmoleos, who was the AAA MVP last year in 2022. He was with the Mariners organization, and he's stuck down in the farm right now. So two players that have been contributing offensively, and they're not with the club at the moment. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball's belted foul. Again, hooked down the right field line. And the count remains at 3-2 strikes. But you go back a year or so ago, it was Rusney Castillo and Brandon Dixon. Neither of them worked out. They also had Zealous Wheeler, who they traded to the Murray Giants. And here's the 3-2 pitch. There is a split finger pitch that misses down. Brian O'Grady goes around a little bit too far. The catcher Mori gets up and applies the tag, and the catcher Simatani gets up and applies the tag. It's going to retire O'Grady for the second of the inning. So 2 strikeouts here for Bazenich. Brings up the third baseman, Ning-Ting Wu. So for Wu, he has been on base twice tonight. He singled and scored a run, and he walked his last time up. And the first pitch from Bazenich is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats right behind home plate. The count is 0-1 to Wu. So no balls and 1 strike. Now waiting on the 0-1 offering. Here comes the pitch from Bazenich as he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in. The count is now 1-1. So 1-1 strike. The right-hander Bazenich works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in. Now the count goes to 1-2 on Wu. So 1-2 strikes. And here's the pitch from Bazenich. It's a fastball that misses inside. And the count goes to 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Bazenich. Ready to go back at it. Looks like the rain is let up a little bit. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Racing back on it is Okajima. The ball is over his head. It's down. It's up against the wall. And cruising into second base with a double is Wu, as he's got himself a 2-out double. And that is going to bring up the right fielder Gekuto Wakabayashi. Well, for Wakabayashi tonight, he is 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run, and he is popped out to the second baseman. So he strides to the plate. So Wu digs himself in. He's ready to get the first offering here from Alan Bazach with 2 out and a runner at second. Right-hander Bazach comes set. Checks the runner. Now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. This is the difference between, in my opinion, the Eagles and the Lions. I just have a feeling here that the Lions are going to cash yet another run here, whereas if this is a situation with the Lions batting, they probably wouldn't. But let's see what's going to happen. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is now 1-1 to Wakabayashi. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, and he works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Simitani. Holds set at the belt. Here comes the 1-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bazenet's on in relief here. The 4th pitcher used tonight by the Golden Eagles. Wakabayashi at the plate with 2 gone and a runner at second. Bazenich kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to third. They throw to first, and that is going to retire Wakabayashi. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. And that will do it here in the 6th inning for the Seibu Lions. Well, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs. There was a hit, the double by Wu, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Seibu Lions 3, and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles no score. Dietrich Gens coming back out for his 6th inning of work. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out. It is going to be the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Golden Eagles. It is a continuous rain now coming down in Tohoku. It looks like that the catcher, Tomoya Mori, is standing in mud, as is the home plate umpire as well. So that's going to bring up Hiroto Kobakata, then Jinji, then Hideto Asamura. The 1, 2, 3 hitters in the Golden Eagle batting order. So for Kobakata, he steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single in 2 trips, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. 64 pitches through 5 innings for Enns. Very efficient here tonight. And there's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Hiroto Kobakata. Enns back to work again. He delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded slowly down the first base line. They step on first base as it's fielded by Yamakawa, and that is going to retire Kobakata for the first out of the inning. That ball was just hugging the line. I don't know if they're going to take a look at this one or not. But we're going to take a look right now as the manager has come out trying to get the attention of the home plate umpire. So he's coming out either for an explanation or something. But it looks like that is going to be it. That's going to be a ground out to 3. So Ishii was wanting to know what exactly was the call there, if it was. But the way the ball hit and the way with the water and the dirt and everything that's there, just the way that it spun, it was able to stay in fair territory. Kobakata is retired for out number 1. That brings Jinji to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out, and he has flown out to left field. The first pitch to him is a fastball that misses up for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Ends holds set. Now he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Jinji. Here we go back to work again as Ends kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Tohoku first baseman. And here's the 1-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul behind the seats at home plate. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the left-handed hitting. Jinji waiting on the left-handed offering from Ends. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Ends holds set. Now he's waiting on the offering. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Jinji watched that one go by for out number 2. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Hideto Asamura. So for Asamura tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. The rain is just constantly coming down. It's maybe even picked up again here. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it, missed. The count is now 0-1 to Asamura. And Asamura steps out. He's going to go get some more pine tar for the bat because he doesn't want that to slip. What do we have here? The home plate umpire is come out, and that is going to be, looks like they're going to call for the tarps. Well, everybody, I'm a little bit mixed on what I'm going to do here. I might be calling it the tarps as well. We got a late one here on the West Coast. I don't know how long this rain is going to be in for or how long we're going to have a delay for. As we all know, it is baseball. They could be coming back soon or they could be for a bit. The home plate umpire has called for the tarps. And this game has been delayed due to weather. So I'm thinking probably what we're going to do is we're going to call it a night tonight, as this was the 3rd of 3 games that we've done. So the question, Mick asks the question, were you a manager? Yes, I was. And also a coach. So that's where we're at here. So that is going to bring the tarps out onto the field. There's some nice looking tarps, I have to say. They're kind of a maroonish in color. They are rolling that out there. They've got the whole grounds crew ready to roll out. It's a little bit different look than what I'm used to seeing here. As that is kind of a cool piece, the way they're rolling it out here, and the way they're going to get this one taken care of. But it looks like, everybody, we're going to maybe call this one a night. I don't know how long this is going to go on for, and we are at 3 o'clock on the West Coast. So this one here, we are going to put to rest as well. So unless anybody else has got any other questions, we're going to pack in. Tarps are going to be rolling out, and we're going to call this one here. So we've got Breathe Deep says, how many Karens have asked to speak to you? One Karen is a Karen too many. That's all I'll have to say. All right, gentlemen, we're going to pack this one in. It looks like they're going to be in for the long haul. I don't know if they're going to get the rest of this one in or not, but definitely at this point in time, it is a 3-0 lead. Check out what we're going to be doing the rest of our games. Have a great night, everybody. And we are going to come back again. And if this was the earlier game, we'd wait it out, but not so much in this one. Check out our schedule. It's going to be coming up this week. We will announce the games, especially the Japanese ones as well for next weekend. There are going to be some midweek games the following week. So those will be 10 o'clock Pacific time starts. Once again, everybody, have a great night, and we will catch you guys again later. Have a great night, everybody.